Ms. Jamie Stamey.
Yes, as Tim said, prior proper planning prevents poor performance. And where I'm going to take you tonight in the first of the three presentations is the preparation that is necessary for an evaluator to take from the time you're assigned an evaluator until you come up here and get ready to open your mouth. Betty's going to take it over from there to talk about delivering an effective evaluation. An evaluator is not an arduous task, but it does require a little bit of preparation that is absolutely essential. So we're going to take an opportunity to talk about how you prepare for the role, the roadmap that leads you to where you need to be as an evaluator, and some observation skills that will help you as an evaluator. So as we start talking about preparation, whenever you're assigned or sign up to be an evaluator, that's where your preparation begins. To think about before the meeting, who are you going to evaluate? That's always nice to know, right? Who am I going to evaluate? And all it takes is for you to go on our duty roster that Jake puts together and see who you're assigned to evaluate. If you're evaluator number one, who do you think you will be evaluating? Speaker number one. So it's just that easy. And there's where you can start a conversation by telephone, preferably, or by email with the person you're supposed to evaluate, the speaker, and just find out a little bit about their speech and their goals and what they're working towards that speech. Now, I know in a perfect world that's not always an opportunity to happen, but it does help you to be the best evaluator possible to know in advance who you're speaking to. It gives you a chance to even think about back on prior presentations that this person may have given. Not that you're comparing one speech to another, but they may have changed their style or improved their skills so much that that might be a commendation that you would make. So think about what they've done in the past and think about how they've improved in this speech. Also, Betty's probably going to talk a little bit about this. I don't want to step into her thunder there, but you have to think about who's evaluating whom. It may be that you have a person who has never evaluated before and they're evaluating a seasoned speaker. Imagine how nerve-wracking that might be to evaluate a Ken Miller, a Barney Barham, or a Deb Lee. So the rookie can use some of their rookie skills to communicate and advance with that person to find out what they are really interested in having evaluated beyond the manual goals. The same thing is true as a seasoned evaluator. You have to keep things in perspective. One of the things that I did in my previous job at a large company was to certify people to be new trainers. And you have to remember that some people are doing it for the very first time. And not everybody's going to jump up there and be the greatest speaker on earth. So you have to gauge back what you're going to say based on what the manual goals are and not what your expectations are as a seasoned evaluator. Now, the night of the meeting, I can't say this often enough, get there early. If you're an evaluator and you scoot in the door with 2 minutes to go, it doesn't give you an opportunity to do two very important things. First of all, talk with that speaker that you're evaluating, especially if you haven't had a chance to talk with them in advance. It gives you an opportunity to identify what they're going to speak about, what is their topic, how that relates to the goals of their speech that they've chosen, and specifically beyond the goals, anything additional that they may want you to look at. For example, I rush my endings continuously, and for those of you who have evaluated me, know that I ask you to see how I work on my conclusions. Are they always rushed? So it gives me an opportunity as a speaker to say what I want you to look at. In addition to that, an opportunity for you to assign your evaluator. Evaluators need to be evaluated as well. We have the Competent Leader Manual that helps you build specific leadership skills. If you've already finished your Competent Leader Manual, you can get a new CL manual. You can get one Competent Leader Manual per club per year and keep working on those skills, or you can ask the general evaluator, a mentor, or someone you connect with in this club to evaluate you. So you're prepared now. What about the roadmap? A great saying is, if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. What does that mean? Whenever you're an evaluator, there's some great things that are available to you to help you know what to evaluate. For example, in the very front of the manual, where you're evaluating, there are speech goal objectives. The evaluator needs to know, what are the objectives of this speech? What is it that that speaker is supposed to be accomplishing in their 5 to 7 minutes up on stage? So read what those speech objectives are. In addition to that, there is a 2 or 3 sentence executive summary just right above that. And that kind of gives you a big picture, again, of where this person is trying to go in their speech. What is it that they are trying to accomplish? In addition to that, there are evaluator instructions specifically written for you. So again, it summarizes what this speech is about and what the speaker is supposed to accomplish. And below that are a series of questions. So that gives you the big picture roadmap of what should you be looking for while this person is up on the stage. Use that. It's key to you. Now, beyond that, let's talk about observation skills. We've prepared. We know where we're going. Now the speaker's up on stage. What do you do as the evaluator? Well, something that you shouldn't do. Do not take massive, voluminous notes while the speaker is up here. Why? Because you're going to miss something. If this person is working on gestures and eye contact and vocal variety, while you're sitting there scratching your notes on the page, you're not observing through the top of your head. So make sure that you pay attention to what this person is doing. It's also not the time to start completing the answers to the questions in the speech manual. You need to find a system that works for you, and on the back page of our agenda, you'll see a handout with my summary points on it. And what I tend to do is just take a blank sheet of paper and I put a plus on one side and a minus on the other side, and that allows me to take very quick cryptic notes to identify what did they do well in my mind's eye, smile, eye contact, vocal variety, and where are some opportunities for them, movement, ending, gestures. So it helps me to very quickly write cryptic notes that I can then go back later and attempt to decipher. I have really bad handwriting, so that can be a challenge sometimes. But it gives you an opportunity. Everybody has their own little opportunity to devise a system that works for you, but consider that. Another thing that I like to write on here in addition to my plus or minuses is what are the 3 speech goals, so I continuously know what to be looking for. And I write the word of the day on there somewhere, because it's great to try and use that as the evaluator whenever you're up with your stage time. So we've talked about the importance of that. Active listening. Use all your senses. What is it that this person is doing? What do you see while they're up on stage? What is it that they say that you hear that sounds good or could be improved upon? And how is it, or what is it that they say, and how does that make you feel? So what do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel in that speech? And that gives you a lot of content to help deliver on that speech. Again, you have to think about what's going on with this person. With the seasoned speaker, do you have a DTM that is obviously not prepared well for this speech? And that could be something as an opportunity to recommend that they spend more time preparing the way they normally do. For the rookie, did they get up here with knocking knees and gripping the lectern and read a speech from beginning to end? But you commend them on the courage to just get up here and do it. You can always use your power of observation to commend. A couple of closing points. Prepare after the speech. You're going to start summarizing with your notes. And Betty is going to take us on what we do with all of this stuff and how do we get that into a concise evaluation form. After the meeting, you want to make sure that you seek out your evaluation with the person who evaluated you in your CL manual or with the general evaluator. And finally, use your skills of observation to continuously improve on your skill as an evaluator. Every week, we have speakers up here that are evaluated by evaluators. What skills and techniques do you see those evaluators using that you like? And what techniques that they demonstrate to you can you add to your skill set? Contests are a great opportunity also to see great evaluators in action and to pull those techniques back into your own skill set. So ladies and gentlemen, to start us off tonight, I do want to talk about the importance of preparing for the evaluation. Mr. Toastmaster.